Hello, and a very warm welcome to Fish and Reptile Info. I guess you want to know more about your pond fish in the winter months. If you live in a cold climate, fish can live quite well in cold weather. However, we do need to prepare them. So this means taking a few precautions. As long as the pond is deep enough and the fish can stay low down in the water level, then they should be fine. If your pond is as shallow as 2 feet deep, then it may require a little bit of heat to get them through the cold spell. More on this subject a little later. So, it all starts with the feeding, rather, I should say, not feeding. Fish go into a semi-dormant state of something called torpor. During this time fish should not eat. It's very important you do not feed them. Because fish are cold-blooded, their metabolism slows right down. For this reason, we stop feeding in the autumn if it feels cold, and only start feeding again when the temperature goes above 10 degrees centigrade, usually in the spring. I know by saying stop feeding, you will think it is cruel. It really isn't. It would be crueler to feed them. Their body would not react well to food in this dormant state. To get your fish through the winter months, we need to up the aeration. We can do this by providing an air hole on the pond surface. While pumps do an excellent job circulating water, most are not designed for winter use and the freezing water moving through them could damage it. You can purchase winter kits that are designed to be used all year round and freezing won't damage them. The last thing we need is for the surface to freeze over with no clear water surface. And if it freezes over, the last thing your fish need is to smash the ice on the surface. That action can send shock waves through the water and stress your fish. Also, I have heard stories of people pouring boiling water on the ice to break a hole on the water surface. This is a total no-no. For obvious reasons, you can purchase a fish pond heater, something like the one you see here. These float on the surface and keep part of the water surface fluid. We call this hole in the ice a vent. This ensures the necessary gaseous exchanges can continue to keep your pond and fish healthy. It looks like this when in the water. Without a vent area, poisonous gases will build up under the ice, creating unhealthy water quality. This dangerous gas is caused by fish waste and decaying vegetation, things like leaves and dead wildlife. Without this vent, your pond will suffer with low oxygen levels. We also advise, if at all possible, to keep your filtration going. This would obviously help to remove any pollutants from the water. If you cannot leave your filtration on over the winter, then remove it, clean it, and store until the spring. Turn off all fountains and any waterfalls, as this can lower the water temperature greatly. It would help your fish even more if you can reposition your pumps and filter outlets to create it warmer at the bottom of the pond and cooler at the top. Once the water temperature drops below 4 degrees C, warm water becomes denser and moves to the bottom of the pond. This is the reason your fish are always seen near the bottom of your pond. Try to keep any water movement as near to the surface as possible. This will help to stop any colder surface water moving towards the bottom via water circulation. While your fish are in this torpor state, we don't want them searching around for warmer areas. This would use up precious energy. Another way you can create a vent on the water surface is by using one of these. PondTech Pond Polar. It is a polystyrene vent. It works like this. You part fill the main floating body with gravel. This makes it sit right on the water surface. You place this on the pond surface. Place the lid on top, and that's it. Let it float around on the water surface. You can also, if you wanted to, place an air line through the hole in the lid to attach an air stone inside. These are a great addition because there is no electrical running costs. They are available for around £15, $18. The answer to this next question depends on how many fish are in your pond. If your pond only has a few fish in it, then they will be fine and find bits to eat if they need to. However, if your pond is fairly overstocked, then you may need to add a little bit of food. Now and again, you can purchase food known as winter feed. Wheat germ type food is advised. If you have a small pond, then we would advise to try to feed them by hand. You will then know if and what they are eating, only enough to be eaten within a couple of minutes. If this is the case, then only feed 1 or 2 times a week. That's all that is needed. And don't let any stray food escape, because that will rot down and create the unwanted, bad bacteria. But to be honest, you shouldn't need to feed them, and only feed them if temperatures are above 10 degrees. Under no circumstances should you feed if the temperature is below 10 degrees. Below this temperature, the fish will show no interest in food and will stay at the lower reaches of the pond. Okay, so it's near springtime, and the temperature is getting warmer. As soon as the daytime temperature is 10 to 15 degrees Celsius and that temperature is constant every day, we can start to feed them some low-protein wheat germ-based food, and moving on to a more high-protein food as the temperature gets to a comfortable temperature. As soon as the daytime temperature is 10 to 15 degrees Celsius and that temperature is constant every day, we can start to feed them some low-protein wheat germ-based food, and moving on to a more high-protein food as the temperature gets to a comfortable temperature. So, there we have it. You now know how to look after your fish over the winter period. More videos to follow soon, full of information. So, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell, so you know when new information is available. Thanks for watching.